morning, viewers. You're welcome to today's edition of Now Streaming, reaching you live from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television. I am your host, Mojisola. Viewers, we look forward to having you join us on the show today as we discuss trending news and issues affecting us. I have with me in the studio this morning Comrade Isaac John. He is the National Youth Leader, Southern Kaduna People's Union. He was with us on Monday and he's graciously accepted to come back today to continue that conversation. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Moji. Good morning, our viewers.
So let's get into the trending news of today, Wednesday, the 25th of August, 2021. And the first headline is on narcotics and hard drugs, and it says police actually seize 200 wraps of narcotics in Calabar, and we're seeing a rise of the figures. I saw a 400 last week. I saw, so it seems to be getting more frequent, or is it more that it's making it more into the media now? Which is it?
Well, let me see. Issue of drugs in Nigeria have been a thing of major concern, and it's just that maybe perhaps the agency is now rising up, or let me say the security is now rising up to the occasion. But the issue of drugs has always been an issue of concern.
Yes.
So the arrest will still be taking place, but definitely the crime will not stop.
That's not encouraging.
So except the security have to be ahead of these guys. And when I say ahead of them, that means that they have to develop more technology and then advance in curtailing their possibly movement, the customers, and then the consumers. And then there should be a policy towards educating people on the dangers of taking drugs. I think it will go a long way.
And we find that it actually cuts across every line in society. That's regardless of social, status, religious, or whatever status we may mean. We've had cases of children of the higher class being involved in this. We have cases of beggars on the streets, being involved in it. And but this particular one, they said was weed, as Indian hemp, and a walkie-talkie was also recovered. A locally made loaded pistol was recovered in the community, and so it's like different. This is even okay. So we have both cocaine and Indian hemp.
Well, the truth is that people who engage in drugs have higher chances of engaging in crime.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that is why I say there should be a deliberate policy. Even if there is a policy, then there should be a deliberate attempt to orient people on the dangers of drugs. Because I've seen people who take drugs, and I see how they behave. Once they don't have that drugs, you see their body shivering, and then they can even go to the extent of disposing their phones to buy their drugs, disposing their cars to buy the drugs. So that's to say they value the drugs much more than even their food, any other thing. So, but with proper orientation, I think the menace can be reduced to the barest minimum. So, because if there is a proper orientation, it makes the work of the security less.
True.
Because if I have a product and then nobody is buying it, or let's say a few people are buying it, the possibility is that I will stop that business because I'll be out of supply. So that's my take on that.
Awesome. So, but then there's some good news. Let's quickly move on. this morning. There's some good news. If some days back we talked about the young Nigerian drone builder who built a drone, and he's been flown to Finland by a foreign company to continue his studies and continue his research.
Well, the question is, why Finland?
Why not Finland?
These are issues that we need to ask ourselves. Why Finland? He's a Nigerian.
Yes, he is. He is.
He built a drone.
Yes, he did.
And he's been taken to Finland.
From locally sourced materials.
From the local community, I guess, in Nigeria.
Yes.
And he's been flown to Finland.
Yes.
To continue with the studies. That tells you how unserious we are as a people. We have a system, to me, which is having so much challenges.
Absolutely.
Why allow such a thing to happen? He's a talent that needs to be developed. That chap, if you give him 1-2 years before you know it, he'll make so many discoveries.
Oh, yes.
And especially now that we are facing the security challenges, I think he will have been kept here in Nigeria, his potential stopped, and then we have the resources to give him the scholarship.
Well, you know why I'm smiling? When you said kept here in Nigeria, his parents will not appreciate this comment you made, because as far as they've seen it, it's a breakthrough for their son.
It can still be a breakthrough for them in Nigeria.
Yeah. But then the thing is, like we said yesterday and we said on Monday, is there an enabling environment for this? We're talking about the television. I hear people complain about, the best of our very best are leaving the country, they're running away and all that. But if they stay here, truly, what is there for them?
Well, to me, I look at it this way. Now, we cannot keep running away from this country. It's just like you having a challenge, and then you don't want to fix that challenge. No matter how you run, no matter where you go, you're still in Nigeria.
True.
I've seen people who are in abroad, their kids cry. I mean, they get frustrated because they said they are Nigerians and they want to come back to Nigeria, and that they want things to work out in Nigeria so that they can come back. Now, you cannot stay abroad and then expect things to work out well. I mean, yes, things are not working out well the way we want them, but I believe with concerted effort on our own part also, we can make things better. If you're talking of leadership, sometimes we the citizens don't ask too much. We don't challenge the system.
True.
And when we keep quiet and then say, okay, we've given up, then it's not left for the leaders to say, okay, since people are very docile, they've given up, then let's do what we want to do. So I don't subscribe to that idea of flying abroad just because the system is not working the way it should. Yes, I quite agree that institutions in Nigeria are very weak. Leaders are very strong. But I believe that as time goes on, I strongly believe that the institutions are going to work. And citizens will begin to demand for
better
environment for them to thrive.
So talking about the citizens, the report we have this morning is that 430,000 Nigerians have been able to complete voter card registration in 1 month since it opened. And I think that's a good one. I think more and more people are beginning to, and making it easier, making it online has actually made it, I dare say, better. Although I hear some reports that here in the FCT, it's been difficult to do the online registration because of, at a certain point, they are unable to go further on the site because all the centers for capturing are not available.
Well, I believe by now INEC should improve on this because it's something that they've been doing times that number. It's a normal routine for them. So they should try everything within their reach to make sure that they make this thing accessible to all and sundry, those that are qualified.
Yeah.
Because the whole world, not just Nigeria, the whole world are watching.
Yes.
All eyes are on them.
Everybody.
So we expect them to be more transparent in their doings And one more thing is that what people don't even, I'm more concerned about the voter card distributions. I'm more concerned about that.
Okay, why?
We've had instances where you see voter card distributions before elections. You see a particular place not achieving up to 50% or 60% ratio. You see other places achieving 90 to 100%.
110%.
Distribution of voter cards. I think that should be looked upon. And they should tell us as to why in some areas they attain only 50 to 60% distributions, while in some areas they attain 90 to 99%. If it is because of poor enlightenment, then I need to concentrate on enlightening people from that part of the country to come out and collect their voters card. But whichever reason it is, I think they should get to the root of the matter and then deal with it decisively.
And then talking about the people's voice and people beginning to understand, because I think there's an awakening, you know, where we're screaming and shouting it on the media, on the social media spaces, like, look, go get registered.
Sure.
If you don't vote, you can't complain, you know, and some of us have been guilty of that in the past. Oh, this voting thing, violence usually erupts and everything, but we're realizing that the violence is erupting even without the voting. You know, so people are beginning to wake. I mean, if in 1 month 430,000 people have registered, and then we're having between now and the next general elections, which will be in 2023, and we have that momentum every month or increasing on the, I think we would cover a large, people are waking up to that. People are actually waking up to that.
I always tell people that no matter the number of books you write, no matter the grammar you blew, no matter what you see, if you don't get involved,
absolutely.
The journey ends there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you see people who are not supposed to be there getting there.
Yes.
And you can't complain.
You can't complain. You didn't vote.
You didn't vote. So unlike you, I've been voting. Me, I'm not the political party type. I've been voting.
Yeah.
I've been exercising my franchise. So I advise fellow Nigerians to take this opportunity.
On your phone, you can register.
To register themselves, get captured, and then vote whomever they want to vote in 2023.
Absolutely.
It's very important.
And I think we should also quickly mention that I think the what will I call it? The narrative should change, really. We've so far voted party, we've voted religion, we've voted geographical origins. But I think now we should even hear, what do you have to offer?
Of course.
Beyond your party, you know, beyond where you come from, beyond. I think we should change that narrative and start hammering on that. What does this person have? What have you done with your life so far?
You see,
if we're saying we want a younger person, okay, in the last 40 years of your life, or in the last 37 years, what have you achieved?
25 years.
Even 21, what have you achieved in the last 20? 15, Kuma.
No, of course now. 15 years. Maybe that was when you came to limelight, right?
But what have you achieved in the 15 years?
That's what we're saying. We have to ask that as well. Now, let me give you one instance out of many.
Okay.
In my own community.
Okay.
That's Southern Corner precisely.
Yes.
Where I'm the leader of the youth.
Yes.
I've always enlightened them that, see, vote for credible candidates.
Absolutely.
Go for the best.
Absolutely.
Issue of party shouldn't be the matter. But whom the cap fits, let him
wear it.
Whether he's from whichever party.
Whether he's from Mars.
Yes. Besides, I don't even know most of these parties, but I always encourage them to vote anybody that they feel will protect their interest and will serve them better.
Absolutely. And that should be the narrative. Talking about voting, the Speaker of Kebbi State House of Assembly, Honorable Ismaila Abdulmumuni Kamba, and his deputy, Muhammadu Buhari Aliyu, have been impeached. And this was supported by 20 members out of 24. 20 voted them out. Like
20 out of 24 is a good number.
It's an interesting number.
It's a good number actually. But you see, beyond that, we should. I guess up to now there is no reasons they've not
given us as of this morning.
So whatever we see is just mere speculation. The fact is that he has been impeached alongside his deputy. But one thing, the trends of events in this, which is always common within state house of assemblies, especially in northern Nigeria, and to some extent southeast.
Okay.
And by extension south-south. I think maybe if you remove few states of Lagos,
okay,
and other states, you realize that the House of Assemblies that we have has always been Yoruba stamp House of Assembly. Now, if the governor is not comfortable with you today, by tomorrow morning, you're gone.
Things can happen.
Yes. So that has always been the trends of event in most of the state houses of assemblies. They are not really actually independent. They don't have that autonomy that people think they do. They have. So that's why they always have this crisis of leadership.
Yeah.
They always have this crisis of leadership. But that as it may, in the case of Kibi, we've not been able to establish as to why or what happened.
The new people have already been
sworn in.
Sworn in.
But like I said,
that was very fast. Though.
Like I said, 20-something out of 20.
20 out of 24.
24 is a good number.
It's a good number. Yeah. They won the election hands down.
Yeah.
So let's quickly go to your own constituency and Plateau State. We'll take the two together.
Yes.
A lot of drama in the last 24 hours, both in Plateau State and Kaduna State. So let's take Plateau State first, then we'll talk about Kaduna State. And in Plateau State, there was an attack. There was an attack yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and police commander, vigilante, and others were killed. The police commander was shot in the line of duty. Yes, but they say some of the bandits were apprehended, others were wounded and are on the run. So Plateau State has been really hot. in the last 1.5 weeks, and this one is just. My sympathies with the families of those that lost their lives.
It's rather very unfortunate.
It is,
it's rather very unfortunate. And the problem is that the security situation in this country keeps deteriorating day by day. And of a truth, the morale of security agencies is not encouraging. It's low. Reason because when you have a man who dies in the front line, trying to safeguard a particular community, and then even after he's dead, that's the end of the story.
What happens to his family?
What happened to his family, his wife, his kids, among others. Now, it's discouraging actually. But that as is me, I think government need to come up with more policies that will boost the morale of this security, especially the police, because they are always at the forefront within the community, and to some extent they are much more of the soft targets of those criminals, because they know their houses, they stay within the community.
Yes.
So I think they are more targeted than any security.
They're
and I pray that those apprehended will be brought to justice.
I hope so too.
Because
amnesty.
I can't imagine the wife of that slain officer now passing to meet with the man that killed her husband, all in the name of him being de-radicalized or being forgiven by the state.
Yes.
How will the feelings look like? So I'm also of the opinion that criminals should be treated as criminals.
There should be consequences.
That's all.
There should be consequences. I mean,
because if there are no consequences, I think everybody will feel like committing crime in Nigeria is a normal thing.
yeah.
So why won't I just commit it and go?
And then talking about committing crimes, let's now move on to you. So you talked about the police, but then now we're having the military being involved in this matter, and that's right at your doorstep.
Doorstep, exactly. Now, what happened in Kaduna? It's rather very unfortunate. It's a sad one. Some see it as a big slap, but I see it as a very small slap.
Aha.
Very small one. You know why?
Why? I'm curious.
Good. I see it's a very small slap because, yes, they invaded the Nigerian Defense Academy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a small slap. The big slap would be when they invade Asorok.
But there was an attempt some months ago.
That's what I'm saying. So that would be the big slap. Or let me say the biggest slap. We have to learn from history. And then we have to analyze these things critically. These things progress in a particular sequence and a particular format. Now, except if we team that this monster you're saying will consume all of us.
Including the ones in the AC offices.
Of course. Afghanistan is a case study. Recently we saw what happened there.
Where the president had to flee.
And yes, and the rate at which we are progressing in Nigeria, I think we are not far from there. But the most important thing that people should understand is that Africa School of Forestry and Mechanization was attacked.
Nobody said anything.
And students were kidnapped. Now Africa and NDA are in same community.
Okay, this is news to me. I didn't know that.
They are in the same community. Are you getting me? So if those bandits could come to Africa Federal School of Forestry and Mechanization, Africa,
and
take students
and
away.
The soldiers were beside them and didn't say anything.
Nothing happened. I know fully well that NDA2 is not safe. So it's not something very spectacular. Because if they cooperate in Africa, in that same community, and NDA is there, when I say NDA, I mean Nigerian Defense
Academy. Right there on the doorstep.
Right there.
But then we've always had this issue of the security agencies saying things like they were not authorized to act. They were not authorized to act. They were not authorized, and because of that, they didn't do anything. I know in Plateau State it became a major problem
issue, yes,
where every agency was saying, it's beyond our jurisdiction, or we're not authorized to act in this, and then things would happen right in front of them, with them as witnesses and not doing anything because they didn't receive orders to do anything.
It's not just in Plateau. In Southern Kano, for example, we've been having so many of those kind of instances. Now, if you ask me, we have army in Southern Kano very well.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
They've been deployed. But why is the killing still ongoing on daily basis? Why? Despite our military presence, but killing still continues. This is to tell you that there is something is wrong with the command hierarchy of the military. Because to me, you cannot tell me that these bandits are stronger than the military. No.
I mean, our military have the effrontery.
Yes, our military have excelled in Liberia. They've excelled in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
They've gone to Sudan, among other places, and they did very well.
I think even Chad, if I'm not mistaken.
Chad. So how much more of Nigeria, where they are used to the terrain?
And even in their own homes, like it's
but in the case of NDA, I think that one, even if you ask me, if I'm not a military personnel, but I believe the military on their own, the personnel can act on grounds of self-defense.
On grounds of self-defense.
Because they were invaded. So they don't need any command, any order from any superior officer for them to defend themselves. But like I said, it's a very small slap to their country, Nigeria. And I pray that government will be serious.
Oh yeah, talking about
take
government, your governor
decisive
spoke
measures.
about it, and he's asking federal government to release drones to flush out the bandits.
Well,
Just so that you know.
Well, he has been speaking, that I know. But when last did he speak when people were killed in Southern Kaduna? He spoke because he wants to sympathize with the military. When the citizens are being killed in Southern Kaduna on a daily basis, he refuses to talk. And is it for the federal government to buy drones to fish out bandits?
Deploy, they have the drones. They should deploy the drones.
Deploy drones.
Yes.
But he said he knows these bandits.
And missiles to kill the bandits.
The bandits. But he knows them because in 2016 he paid them ransom. In 2016 he paid them ransom. So all things being equal, I mean, if you pay for me to pay you, that means I know you.
Absolutely. Or at least there has been some meeting point.
I cannot pay you when I don't even know you. For me to you to transact business, we must have engaged ourselves in one way or the other. So
okay, that's all the headlines we can take this morning. We will be going on a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at the topic for discussion this morning: insecurity, a call for concern in Nigeria. Please stay tuned. You're welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, this is now streaming on ACNNTV. You can also join the conversations through our phone lines or our various social media platforms now showing on your screen. When the lives and properties of the citizens are in danger, it is a call for concern for the government of that state. It is most unfortunate that our leaders no longer seem to care for the masses and have failed in carrying out their primary responsibilities as leaders, as enshrined in our Constitution. Viewers, again with me this morning, we welcome you to the discussion segment with our comrade Isaac John. And we will be looking at the topic insecurity, a call for concern in Nigeria. You're welcome again.
Thank you very much.
So yesterday, we looked at the topic Nigeria without shame, and how did we get there? How did we get here? Looking at what happened, so you can imagine in the morning we were talking about a Nigeria without shame, and by evening we're hearing that the academy that trains our top security personnel was invaded. 2 people were killed. 1 was kidnapped and later killed. 200 million naira was demanded as ransom. What do you have to say on our topic on insecurity this morning, relating it to a Nigeria without shame?
Well, it's very, very unfortunate, and it's a sad one. How we get there, how we get to this stage is something that one cannot imagine. And bandits coming to invade Nigerian Defense Academy will go a long way in the history of Nigeria. Now, these bandits now have the guts to invade the highest training academy of the Nigerian military. Killed 2, kidnapped 1, and they later killed that major. I mean, to kill a major in the Nigerian army,
it shouldn't be yam.
It's not a child's joke.
It shouldn't be.
Imagine the training, the resources, the hope from his family, and then the hope from his community, and then Nigeria at large. Then here you have, there's a bunch of people who don't have regards for all these things, who don't believe in the Nigerian state, who don't believe in fairness and equity, who represent anything evil in our society, coming to snatch lives away from the trained personnel. It's very, very unfortunate, and it's a sad one. And unless we treat these people, unless we give them the treatment they deserve, I think we're really fooling ourselves. Like the president will say, he will treat IPOP in the language they understand. But I think the bandits deserve to be treated in a language they understand.
So on Monday you were with us in the studio, and we were looking at the rise of insecurity in Kaduna State. We were looking at Zonkwa. We were actually with the Bishop of Zonkwa as well, and he was saying that he stepped out of the security meeting with the government to join us on the show on Monday. Do you have any feedback as to the outcome of that meeting? What was said in the meeting? Do you know?
Well, let me give you a background
before
I give you whether there is feedback or not.
Okay, please do.
We've been having attacks in southern Kaduna
for years now.
Yes, from 2016 it has been on daily basis till this moment. And each time there is attack simultaneously, maybe for within a period of 2-3 weeks, government will now come and call for a meeting with our traditional rulers and then community leaders. They will come, you say, okay, we want you to live in peace. But the question I keep asking is this: to live in peace with who? Are we fighting anybody? We're not fighting anybody. And in that meeting, the killer herdsmen, do they attend the meeting? No. These guys come, kill, maim, rape, raise down entire community. And they live freely. They live freely. And then after the act has been done, you now come, the same victim, the few survivors, you now call them for a meeting. That here, you guys should maintain peace. You should
be tolerant.
Tolerance. So who are you preaching the peace to? Is it the victim you're preaching peace to? I mean, it's somehow funny. These are criminals. They should be treated as criminals. They are terrorists. They should be treated as one.
But you know, they've not yet been proscribed a terrorist group.
That is where the problem is. Somebody who comes to your house, kill you, rape your daughter,
and your wife.
Yes. Destroy your crops. What else do you want? What else do you want that person to do before you tag them a terrorist? More so to it is that government at all levels treat these guys with kid gloves. Till this moment, we've not had a situation where these killer headsmen have been arrested, not even a single one. Tried, no prosecuted. But what we are having is a situation where even if there's an attack, let's say in Samarin Kataf or Mogushi. Now after the attack, in the morning, those young chaps that will come out to either protest or to hold marches in anger, they get arrested. They will take them to Kaduna. They will spend 3, 4, 5, 6 months in jail. As I'm talking to you, some of our young men are still in jail at this moment.
Without a trial?
Without a trial. So it is that bad. So we believe that there is a conspiracy to eliminate our people. We find instances where communities are being raised down, and the next thing you see is those same guys inhabiting those communities. and then they change the name of that community. And then you see government. You now see state government now appointing somebody as emir of that place. It's disheartening, actually. And we've been calling on the federal government to declare state of emergency in Kaduna State. Because Kaduna is already a failed state, if you ask me. Students are not on school. Schools are closed. That is one. Apart from schools being closed, there are no economic activities. Because people cannot go to farms because of insecurity. So what else do you want? When we all know that the primary responsibility of every government is to protect life and properties. So if the state government have failed to do that, then there is no reason why the federal government will not declare state of emergency in Kaduna State. There is no reason whatsoever. There is no reason whatsoever. We have more than 15 IDP camps. Of all these IDP camps, we've not seen government presence, be it the state government or the federal government. The burden is just too much. And the idea, nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. In fact, the governor in his own wisdom, his deputy, have not visited any community that has been attacked. All these years, they have not visited, for once. But I heard that when some people were attacked in Plateau, in Jos, our deputy governor went with convoy to go and sympathize with Sheikh Darius Mambuchi. I'm not saying that I'm not against that. But every life matters.
Every life should matter.
Yes, every life matters.
So, you've actually answered the next question I was going to ask. So, look at the current leadership, and I asked this of my guest yesterday, and I would also like to know your thoughts on it. Is there any hope that our current leaders can take us out of this shame?
Well, I'm not a pessimist.
Okay.
But of a truth. They see a child who has a brighter future, who is likely to be a good person. You get to know when he's a child, not only when he grows. What are the indices? The indications are there. See, let me be frank with you. When I was telling my friends from day one that I didn't see this government fulfilling quarter of what they promised, my friend said, comrade, let's give them the benefit of that. I said, see, from the foundation, the foundation is very faulty. So anybody who is thinking that, well, thank God I'm not a pastor, so I'm not preaching hope. But anybody who thinks that Nigeria can get better with this crop of leaders that we have now must have a rethink. Merit doesn't count in this country now. Look at the appointments. And we have people appointed because I appoint you not based on the fact that you're competent. So I have to manage you the way you are. And I cannot fire you because I appointed you because I like you. I appointed you because we are from the same religion. I appointed you because we are from the same tribe. So I don't expect you to perform. Yes. You just remain there.
And be enjoying.
So with this kind of mentality and with this kind of leaders, we're going nowhere. So except if we go back to the drawing board and begin to treat Nigerians as Nigerians, and then begin to see merit as the hallmark of appointing people, then we're going nowhere.
Okay.
Countries that have advanced don't behave like this. They pay the price by allowing good people, intelligent people, to lead them.
Okay, so let's talk about the masses now. We've talked about the leadership, and other than, and I want us to get as practical as possible, other than registering for our voters' cards and actually getting, the cards and preparing our minds to vote based on merit, like you said, and all that. Today, what can the masses do, seeing that even our security outlets are not safe anymore? What would you advise your youth, for example?
Well, I quite agree that yes, getting registered, getting your PVC is a very good step.
Okay.
But globally, this is the practice.
Okay.
Now, there should be an input-output mechanism. This is to say, citizens should be able to make input in the political system.
Okay.
And then our leaders, the elites, the political elites, should be able to convert this input into output. The best way to assess your performance as leaders is through input, and that input usually comes from the citizens. But ours is a very sad one, because the government is supposed to listen to even the minute, the government is supposed to listen to even the most minute voice
in the system.
But they are not. Today, if you come out to say, okay, this thing is faulty, it shouldn't be done like this, they tag you as an enemy of the state. They've been able to confuse Nigerians that correcting the system is more or less like, yes, it's more or less like a treasonable felony, which is very, very wrong. Now, government should be able to listen to its citizens, not just praise singers, but critic.
So what platforms do the masses have today? I'm talking today, 25th of August. I'm fed up. What, other than media, what platforms do I have to tell my government I'm not happy with them?
That's what we're saying. Government of the day doesn't want to hear that you're not happy with them. That is the problem. But of course, the anger is everywhere.
The anger is everywhere. How can we channel that anger?
We've been channeling it. Okay,
but has it been productive? That's the question, because you see, this is it, which is also what has been happening in Plateau State. I'm not really sure of what happens in Kaduna State, but you mentioned as well, they come overnight and then the youth wake up in the morning and carry their sticks and stones, and so it becomes a cycle of violence. So what can we do?
But let me clarify this fact also. In southern Kaduna, it's not as if there is a cycle of violence between indigens and non-indigens, or between indigens and Fulanis.
Okay. So what is the true picture?
The true picture is that what is happening there is a pure genocide. Like I said,
yeah,
you are sleeping at home. In fact, in conventional warfare, you don't come and meet somebody at night to attack him. It shows how weak you are. It shows how weak you are. But let me tell you something. We've equally been calling that federal government should withdraw the military personnel in southern Kaduna.
Withdraw the military personnel in southern Kaduna?
Yes.
That's sounding counterproductive.
Okay. Now, are they productive now?
But at least they're there.
But has the killings stopped?
As the Hausas would say, Hanaranswa, they're there.
You see, let me tell you something. If you know, okay, when we were growing up, when we were in primary school, the school I attended, I never had a brother in that school. I never had an elder brother biologically in that very school.
Okay.
And the secondary school I went to, the person I was supposed to meet in that school,
as your older brother?
Yes, level school. He graduated that same year, and then I entered just one.
Okay.
And you know, in our community, for example, sometimes might is right. Okay?
Yes.
Now, knowing fully well that I'm all alone, I decided to be bold and courageous.
Okay.
Knowing fully well that nobody is going to defend me. Now, assuming my brother is still in that school, I would have been lazy. If you do me like this, I want to tell him that.
Tell my brother.
Yes, somebody has pointed finger at me. So, the military, them being there,
it's like
it's like making our people to be relaxed, and they get killed on daily basis. But once you withdraw them, our people know that yes, they are in charge.
Okay, so let me ask, hypothetically now, well, maybe it's part of your plans, I wouldn't know. But let's say you become governor of Kaduna State come 2023.
Okay.
What steps would you take to treat this rise in insecurity in your state?
You see, first of all, let me make this
Three
very,
steps.
let me make this very, very clear.
Okay.
You can't have peace when you don't have equity,
Okay.
justice, and fairness.
Okay.
These are three cardinal principles
Okay.
that you must have them before you can have peace.
Okay.
Pursuing peace is not by talking on media or paying bandits. That's not how to pursue peace.
Okay.
We've been having a mistrust before in the state, but successive previous government have been able to manage
The issues.
those differences. Yes, we have a state that is sharply divided between north and south,
Yeah.
but previous governors have understood this, and they've managed it. They've shared political office holders offices equally
Across board.
across board, and they've managed their citizens
Okay.
fairly, okay, to some extent. But what we're having now, Kaduna has never been divided like now.
Okay.
It has never been divided along religious and ethnic line.
As it is.
So if I become governor, for example,
Yes.
just like you,
Or when you become governor. Are
Yes.
you planning to become governor?
well, if
Can
God
we know?
says, if
So
God
that we'll
says,
know how to vote.
if God says, Comrade John, you're going to be the next governor of Kaduna State, so be it. There's nothing we can do.
Oh, good.
So if I become governor today, first of all, I will bridge that build. I will build that bridge. That mutual suspicion will be reduced to the barest minimum.
Okay.
I will unite my people. Unity is key. It is only a weak leader who divides his own people. It's only a weak leader that divides his own people. Unity is very, very important. So I will unite my people, I will be fair, and I will be just to all of them. Irrespective of tribe or religion, or
Okay.
even geographical location.
Okay, so that's the first step. Step 2.
Step 2, of course, merit will come into play.
Okay.
Merit. I believe in merit.
Okay.
That's me. You cannot sit down and be sleeping, and just because you know me and then you expect I should just hire
So I
you.
can't come to your state now and say, make me commissioner.
If you deserve it, if you're qualified, why not?
Well, I'm not from your state.
It doesn't mean, see, I believe in merit, like I said. If, if you will be the one that will do that work, why not? And that's the problem we're facing. We're facing insecurity now.
Yes.
We've been saying that, okay, what does it take us to solve this insecurity? If we cannot do it, let's say, please, we cannot do it, we need international assistance. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so your first is uniting your people.
Yes.
The second step would be appointment based strictly on merit.
Yes.
And your third, we're talking about insecurity now in
Insecurity,
Kaduna State. What would be your third step?
Of course, I will ensure security in my state. And once you achieve the first two, you're going to have security.
But you know these people are not your state people. They are coming from outside. And
Well-
coming and taking over. You said so. They are coming and taking over communities. How do you now then eliminate them from those?
Well, it is
communities?
because they have been given the enabling environment. Do you know that if the environment is not there, they will not come? It's because they have been pampered.
So you speak to them in the language
They understand better.
What is your last word and advice to our viewers and leaders? So 2 sets of people in 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, to my own community, first of all,
Please.
which is Southern Kaduna and part of Plateau to some extent, we shouldn't feel that this government have us at heart. No. The indices are there. People should try as much as they can to survive. By all means. People should not fold their arms and expect government to protect them. And to the leaders, they should know that before them, there have been leaders. So power is transcendent.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming twice this week.
And I'll be glad to even come any day.
We will definitely have you on speed dial. Thank you so much. Thank you for the insight, and we believe we've learned a lot this morning.
The pleasure is all mine.
Viewers, this is where we call it a day for today's program. Till we come your way again, same time, same station tomorrow. Do remember to be a law-abiding citizen. Play your own part. Be vigilant. If you see something, say something. Always report criminal acts to the appropriate authority and do good at all times. Register for your voter's card if you haven't, and if you have, do well to get yours. Be a card carrier of a political party and be ready to be actively involved in politics. Government is for everyone and not a selected few. Remember, God is the ultimate protector and deliverer, and therefore put your trust in Him. I am Mojisola. Do have a fabulous day.